Shalom, shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I would also like to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutation to the Lord's elect. I'm the brother Yahweh Rock, and I'm coming at you with a prayer today, one that I saw from the brother GMS Spiritual Army of 144. And this is a prayer that you may have, preparation, spiritual preparation and protection for the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is going to be implemented very soon. And that is going to be the RFID microchip. So you got to pray to the Lord that you don't take that no matter what, because if you do, you're not going to be able to receive salvation, and you're going to be destroyed on this side, and you're going to face, wicked and terrible plagues. So you got to really pray that the Lord's dealing with you, and that he protects you through his Psalm 91 shelter. So we're going to start off with this prayer, and Lord willing, bring out some precepts that tie into it. So, it starts off, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Shammai, Tapalath, Ya Nawa, or Tapalathya, Itha, Wa, Babakusha, Wa Kawan, Wa, Bara, Ba, Anya, Ha, Raka, Walab, La, Yakal, Wagad, Masa, Masharat, Babakusha, 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 Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Tawada, Tamyad, Tawab. And I'm going to say that once again because I slipped over one of the words. So Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Shammai, Tapalathya, Atha, Wa, Babakusha, Kawan, Wa, Bara, Ba, Anya, Ha, Raka, Walab, Ya, Yaka, Yakal, Wagad, Masa, Masharat, Babakusha, 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 Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Tawada, Tamyad, Tawab. So, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, hear our prayers now, and please prepare and create in me the spirit and mind to endure and overcome temptation of the incision chip. Please, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, thank you for you're always good. And this first precept that I had that ties into this prayer is in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So, you got to prepare your soul to the wicked attacks that Satan's always trying to, put forth in front of you, because he desires to see you be sifted. He wants you to jump in and feed that temptation, feed your flesh. But we got to resist that through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Through what? Through prayer, through fasting, through staying in the spirit. And, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 41. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So you got to put your flesh into subjection. You got to, crucify your flesh. How do you do that? By fasting, by praying, by, resisting the things that distract you. And you got to, feed your spirit through this word, through prayer, through meditating. And you got to always pray that, you don't enter into that temptation, that, you don't get weary and throw in that towel, because we're really close to the end, and you got to continue to just stay prayed up, keep thy medicine strong, and keep fighting. This is Mark 14 and 38. Watch and pray lest ye enter into temptation. Going into the book of Corinthians 10, 12 through 13, let anyone who thinks that he stands take heed lest he fall. Yahweh is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, he will also provide the way of escape. So the Lord will give you a way out, but you have to pray and you have to call upon him, and he'll provide you with an answer. He'll provide you with a path, and you got to think about that during these times to come. The Lord will, even, possibly put angels in front of you to deliver you out of a certain situation where they might have you in a prison. They might have you, on the line trying to chip you up. And then, the Lord just comes through at the very last moment. You call upon the name of the Lord, and, you wake up and you're somewhere else. You never know, man. The Lord performs miracles. The Lord does all things. So we have to have faith in that as well. Faith in the power of our prayers, that the Lord may hear our prayers. Book of Hebrews 11 and 1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So although you don't see it with your very own eyes, you pray and you have hope and you have faith that the Lord is going to come through for you no matter what. And you got to believe that, and with that, you got to take up your whole armor. You got to take up your whole armor while you're praying. This is the book of Ephesians 6:13. Take up the whole armor of Yahweh that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. So you're doing all you have, to be able to stand with your feet girded, and to have your mind right, and you got to guard your heart and your mind as well. This is the book of Proverbs 4:23. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it shall flow the springs of life. So, you got to be sober and vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, roars like a lion. So you got to keep your mind guarded. Keep thy eye single, and thy whole body shall be full of light. So whatever you're consuming, the things that you're taking in with your eyes, with your ears, with your brain, you got to really be, cognizant of that, man. You got to be sober and realize, is this helping me, or is this, something that's going to distract me, elicit patterns that aren't, holy to the Heavenly Father? And you got to really examine yourselves, prove whether you be in the faith. The most important thing is to guard your mind, your heart. Heart also meaning the mind, la'ab. Making sure that, you're doing the things that are holy to the Lord, the things that are, pleasing to Him. And you got to submit yourselves to Him. James 4:7, submit yourselves therefore to Yahweh, resist the devil and he shall flee for you. So when you submit to the Lord and what He wants you to do, when you become transformed by the renewing of your mind, proving what is holy and acceptable, the devil will flee from you. The devil doesn't want to be, dwelling in a body that's, hot in the spirit. Demons hate that. They like somebody that's disorganized, that's distracted, that's just doom scrolling, that's in their flesh all day. So you gotta, like I said, be very cognizant of that, and pray that the Lord, keeps you away from having a distracted mind, a mind that's filled, that's seeking just to fill the flesh, and that comes with praying, that comes with fasting, that comes with staying in this word, meditating on this word, doing what's pleasing to the Heavenly Father. So once again, we're going to say this prayer and close out. So this is a prayer for spiritual preparation of the mark of the beast. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash, Shammai, Tapalath, Yah, Atha, Wa, Babakusha, Wa Kan, Wa, Bara, Ba, Anya, Ha, Raka, Walab, La, Yakal, Wagad, Masa, Masharat, Babakusha, 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 Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Tawada, Tamyad, Tawab. So with that being said, Akim and Akwath, Lord willing, this prayer / quick lesson was edifying and exhorting to your spirit. Once again, I want to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom, Akim. Keep fighting.